Hey people, it's JB Illusion here, and we're here to take a look at another faction's legendary lords and to make my case for some great lords that I hope make it into the game at some point in time. We're talking about the Warriors of Chaos this time. The great lords that were chosen to lead the forces of Chaos were Sigvald the Magnificent and Kolek Suneater. Yeah, I'm not sure why these two were picked. To be honest, I played during the lead up to End Times where, spoiler alert, Grimgor killed Archanon, or at least injured Archanon enough to just make him completely useless. It kind of makes me glad I lost Orcs back then. Just kidding. No, it doesn't make me happy at all. But there are so many great Chaos characters that could have been into the game, but weren't added. It's no secret that Archanon's 4 lieutenants were kinda, I don't even remember their names for the most part. Since this is all about the end times, I'm going to have to not include a lot of other characters. Skulltaker, the Bloodletter of Khorne, who tamed the Juggernaut of Khorne, is sadly out. T'Challa, the Denied One, my favorite Slaaneshi follower, is of course out. Akold Helbrus, a former Templar turned Tzeentch follower, is also out. So, I guess I'll talk about why I'm not a fan of Sigvald and why I'm meh on Kolek. You see, Sigvald the Magnificent was born in the frozen north to the chieftain of a tribe. His father was a debauched man that took in a wide array of pleasures. These pleasures disgusted the majority of the tribe, but Sigvald, like his father, reveled in such pleasures. The young boy even took excess to a level his father never did. He developed a lovely taste for human flesh. This new pleasure was something that even his father could not abide by. Kicked out of his tribe, Sigvald wandered the frozen north alone, but not before he murdered his father in his sleep. With incredible skill, he continued to slaughter many and proceeded to consume his favorite type of meat, human flesh. With every act, Sigvald worshipped Slaanesh, and the Chaos God of Excess rewarded him in kind. As the warrior grew older, he only grew more beautiful. Past the age of 700, he barely looks out of his 20s. His golden gleaming armor is never tarnished by blood, as he uses his blade Silver Slash to kill anything that displeases him. Whole cities were burned down because they were an eyesore. The city of Camberg was razed to the ground because Sigvald felt that their wine was too bitter. However, during the end times, Sigvald met his match in Heinrich Kemmler's white companion, Krell. The former champion of Chaos did something that no other thing alive could claim. He wounded Sigvald deeply across his face. The battle seemed lost until Sigvald saw his reflection within his shield. The sight of his perfect face marred by Krell enraged the champion of Slaanesh. He tackled the skeleton and smashed his fist against bone. Again and again Sigvald struck the white, until his opponent's skull was reduced to a fine powder. Thog, the Chaos Troll, saw this as his opportunity, and struck down the tired Sigvald, and ended his 700-year reign as the most narcissistic Chaos champion the old world had ever seen. Well, outside of him being a spoiled brat and a cannibal, I still would dislike him very heavily. He's just not the kind of Chaos champion I can really get behind. He's not really my type of character. I don't really like him. I mean, him alone against the Chaos Wastes and the hunt for Silver Slash and his gorgeous armor would be entertaining, but I'm just not a fan. Kolek Suneater, on the other hand, is a little bit better, I guess. A Chaos monster like no other, Kolek is the second oldest dragon ogre. Quite some time ago, the beast of the mountains raged against the old world, his strength so great, and his fury so incredible that the elves' only recourse was to have Tecules seal him away within a great glacier, to sleep and never be reawoken. However, Kolek was freed from his icy prison by a rogue mage seeking power. The Beast then joined the armies of Chaos, where he took part in the sack of Prague and the battle at the gates of Kislev. Cool character, but I feel that he's more of a beast than a lord. I mean, I'm not doubting a Dragon Ogre's skill in combat or of leading people just by, virtue of him being super scary, but I'm just not feeling him. The story of Kolek getting his hammer and maybe subjugating creatures around the mountains would be really awesome, and watching him do battle against a group of scaly-skinned creatures and probably some other ridiculous beasts that can be found in the Chaos Waste would be nice, but I'm still just kinda meh. Now, it's time for the fun. I get to tell you guys the legendary lords I want to see in Total War Warhammer. Let's face it, I would hope that there is a lord for each Chaos God. Sigval counts for Slaanesh. Now we have to worry about Khorne, Nurgle, and Tzeentch. Tzeentch is in an odd place, but Arbol, the undefeated, represents Khorne well. Arbol is one of, if not the most staunch champions of Khorne. Thousands have fallen to his axe, and none have ever bested him in combat. His skill in battle is so great, and the number of trophies so numerous that his god bestowed upon him a demon steed to ride in battle. This Hound of Khorne fills Arbol with tireless energy for slaughter. But should Arbol ever flee from battle, then Khorne's wrath will be unsurpassed, and the once mighty champion will be turned into a chaos spawn for his cowardice. It would be nice to take Arbol to a place where he becomes the undefeated. Battle after battle, you could collect kills for your lord, and then be sent upon a quest to battle against other monstrous chaos champions. And after you win, you would be rewarded with the Great Steed. The rule on him fleeing from combat should be kept. I know I'm crazy, but I actually really like that. If he flees, he gets turned into a chaos spawn. Won't be the last time a Khorne champion will be on the list, on the other hand. So there are options. Okay, now the servants of the Great Unclean One are a little troublesome. You see, Archanon has a chosen lieutenant of Nurgle who has an incredible backstory, but no real model. Phaetor the Tainted is actually a Chaos Lord that was not born in Norska and had his family killed by soldiers of the Empire for thriving after disease struck their town and killed the majority of its people. He's great, but there is an actual Wizard of Nurgle that I think might fit in better. Festus, the Leech Lord. He fills in the role of a Wizard Lord within the Chaos Army, which I think is really needed. I would also like to see what bonuses he could get from his Lord abilities. You see, Festus was once a respected Norseman doctor. He sold his soul to Nurgle in order for the knowledge to cure all diseases. He went mad as a result. He now fancies himself as an extension of his god. Festus, once the doctor known for curing diseases, now brews them. He marches with the Nurgle host, spreading disease in his wake. The Leech Lord is known for experimenting on his enemies, exposing them to his creations, and seeing how they fare. Oftentimes, his concoctions burn his test subjects from the inside out, but quite a few of his potions instill healing effects on his host, and transform the hardy Nurgle followers into even more staunch warriors. I like him mostly because of the fact that he is a wizard. He is a wizard that buffs his allies and hinders his enemies. His quest line, I feel, could be experimenting on certain members of the Old World Exchange for banners that could boost his warriors or debuff their enemies and also augment himself. Tzeentch, oh Tzeentch, one of the most incredible Chaos champions in history, could make it into this game, but I think he might be a little too old to be added. A man named Egrim von Horstmann. He was a member of the College of Magic, who was tainted by chaos and recruited within the college for years. Eventually he was found out and fled with his apprentices to the Chaos Wastes, where till this day he leads the largest host of Tzeentch within this area. Great character, but he might be a little too powerful and a little too old to make it into Total War Warhammer. Another Tzeentch follower, however, just might be right. Vilch, the Curseling. Vilch was the runt of the litter. Living in Norska, strength was always favored. Vilch's twin brother, Thomin, was a strong and capable warrior, where his brother was tiny and wretched. Thomin became the favored child of the family, where his brother was relegated to housework. In an effort to compensate for his weakness, Vilch learned magic from the village shaman. One day, fed up with his life, he prayed to Tzeentch one night for him to become the favored child. Vilch woke up the next day fused to his brother, who had become his mindless servant. He used his brother to kill the village, and eventually found himself as the leader of a chaos host. I think our first leader won't make it. I really don't think it's possible. But I love Vilch. He would be a very interesting character, just to look at. And I would like to see a quest for him to gain more control and augment his brother's strength while earning his staff and maybe a few daemons of Tzeentch. Now, the next character is someone I honestly hope makes it into Total War Warhammer over every other lord. Valkia the Bloody, also known as the Gore Queen, the Bringer of Glory, and the freaking Sword Maiden of the Blood God. You see, she is a character I really love, mostly for how she rose to power. Valkia was a warrior queen of a Norscan tribe. Having shown her mettle in battle, she took over her father's place as the leader of her tribe when he passed. Many would challenge her rule and all would be slain by her spear Slopner. Her violence pleased the god of her tribe, whom they called Axefather. In reality, Khorne started paying particular attention to the warrior queen. One faithful day, a daemon prince of Slaanesh named Locafax ventured forth into her hall. Immediately he fell in love with her. He demanded that she leave her life as a queen and join his harem as a slave girl. The queen flew into a berserk rage, attacking the daemon prince. The battle raged for days, but Valkia came out the victor. With the severed head of Locafax, she took her trophy and affixed the still whispering daemon's face across her shield. And with a pledge to lay her grisly prize at the throne of her god, she began a journey through the wastes. As she traveled north, Slaanesh got his revenge. Daemons spewed forth to attack her and her followers. She fought valiantly, but was torn to pieces. Despite this, Khorne recognized her valor and courage. He bestowed upon her his gifts. He molded her skull to have horns. He gave her the bestial legs of his favorite daemons, the Bloodletters, and he gave her great bat-like wings. Now, she descends onto the battlefield in the search of Khorne's fallen. The worthiest of the slain, she takes to Khorne to serve him. I would like this to start out as her being a Chaos Lord, with no, super great powers or items. Then eventually, she earns her spear, her shield, and further down the line, after a particularly tough, endurance-style battle against another Chaos Force, she becomes Khorne's champion. Will it ever happen? Nah, probably not. But I really love this character, and I don't really like any other Chaos Champions over her. Anyway, hope you like this video. Please tell me what you think. And up next is going to be the Empire, who should be a lot more manageable.